Namaskar and good evening. On behalf of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh Uttara Kerala, it's my distinct privilege to extend a warm and respectful welcome to all our esteemed guests who have graciously joined us this evening for attending 100 years journey of Sangh New Horizons. As you all know, this is a program planned to connect with eminent citizens from various walks of life as a part of Shadabdi Karyakram of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. We are gathered here as we reflect upon a remarkable milestone, the completion of 100 years of RSS, a journey dedicated to national service, character building, and social harmony. All those who are sitting here as audience are deserve to be introduced personally, but I fear time doesn't permit it. Today, we are especially honored by the presence of our Mananiya Parampujaniya Sarsangachalak, Dr. Mohan Bhagavat ji, whose thoughts and guidance continue to inspire millions across the nation. Dr. Mohan ji Bhagavat hails from Chandrapur, near Nagpur. After completing his graduation in veterinary science 1974, he became Sankha Prajarak, holded many responsibilities as Nagar, Jilla, Vibhag, Prant Prajarak, Akhila Bharatiya Sharirik Shikshan Pramukh, Akhila Bharatiya Prajarak Pramukh, Akhila Bharatiya Sah Sarkari Vah, and Sarkari Vah. From 2009, he is serving us as Mananiya Sarsanghachalak. Today, we have two more Sangha Karyakartas on dais. Now, I have the honor to introduce Advocate K.K. Balramji, who is sitting right to the Mohanji. Advocate K.K. Balramji, who is Manya Pranta Sankhachalak of Uttara Kerala. Now, Kerala is, in RSS, Kerala is functioning as two prants, Uttara Kerala and Dakshina Kerala. Balramji was the Pranta Sankhachalak of United Kerala, both Uttara and Kerala Prant. And after shifting function as two prants, now he is guiding us as Uttara Kerala Pranta Sankhachalak. Balramji is from Kannur. He is a leading practicing lawyer at Kannur Bar and earlier served as Kerala Bar Council member. He is a renowned personality in all fields he engaged, especially professional and service to the nation. Now I take the privilege to introduce Manya Vibhag Sankhachalak, who is sitting left to Mohanji, Sri K.S. Padmanabhanji. Vibhag in Sangha means Thrissur Revenue District. He was a government employee in Registration Department of Kerala and retired as Assistant Registrar and dedicated his rest of life to service the nation through RSS, now holding the responsibility of Manya Vibhag Sankhachalak. We sincerely thank each one of you for your presence and participation. Your insights, experience, and perspectives enrich the dialogue and contribute to the success of this program. With great respect and anticipation, I now invite Parampujaniya Dr. Mohanji Bhagavat to address the gathering. Thank you.
माननीय प्रांत संघ चालक जी, माननीय विभाग संघ चालक जी, and the august and illustrious audience present here in this hall. As you know, the Sangh work has completed its 100 years, and it was decided that once again we have to go to all the thinking persons of the country and tell them about RSS, which is 100 years old. Name is famous. If you say RSS in 4 corners of the world, everybody knows it is something inside Bharat, some movement, some activity, some organization. But what it exactly is, very few persons are clear about that. Because the nature of work of RSS is so that there is nothing comparable to it. Generally, when we get to know things, we start from known to unknown. So there has to be something comparable through which we know the unknown. But there are things which have no comparable another. So Gaganam Gaganakaram Sagaram Sagaropama Rama Ravana Yor Yuddham Rama Ravana Yoriva. Sky is like sky, there is no comparable vast expanse like in any other place. Oceans, there is no comparable water body through which we can know vastness of ocean. Similarly, Sangha is also an organization of its own kind. It is a unique one. There is no comparison at present and at least for past 1000 years. So if we try to guess what Sangha is from what we hear, it is not factual. If you try to see it from outside, we may be misled. Because our Swayamsevaks, they perform route marches. But we are not paramilitary organized. We practice martial arts, our Bharatiya martial arts, and small games, traditional games. But we are not a all India gymnasium.
In the ₹9 workshop that you're providing, what all do you cover?
In 9 rupees, you learn how to automate your reports, how to automate your presentation, how you can create entire applications without having any coding knowledge. And not only that, you will be also learning how you can work with AI agents as well. And all of this in just 3 hours. Just imagine.
Wow, that is amazing. But there's so much to learn and you're charging only 9 rupees. People are going to think that's a scam. Is that true, or like how do you go about that?
So you need to understand why do we charge 9 rupees, right? So we want to make it democratized. As many people as possible should be attending it. So I don't want price to be gatekeeping for them in order to like take their first step towards GenAI. So that's why we have kept at ₹9.
Okay, that is great.
There is no formal membership. Door is always open. Anybody can come, stay. And if their sweet will permits, can stay lifelong or can go out. One needs no permission to enter Sangh. Just come, see our programs, see our Swayamsevaks, see their families, how they behave, how they think, and form that opinion. But to go to this tasting of Sangh, one must be assured that there is nothing harmful. If I want to taste a powder, white, it may be powdered sugar or it may be cyanide. If I am assured that it is not cyanide, then I will try to test it. So my job is to give you information so that about Sangh there are so many misunderstandings. People say that Sangh is the largest voluntary organization in world. But Sangh is also most misunderstood organization in the world. And therefore there is an unnecessary apprehension in public mind. Now it has been dispelled to the large extent, but still it lingers in some minds. So I will give you the information so that you will feel that Sangha is nothing dangerous. We can test it. If we like it, we can accept it. If we don't, we can reject it. The apprehensions are there because many movements, many organizations, many activities, through the stream of time, they travel. And they have to always face the contemporary situations. So one way is to see the things in context. But what we see is true only till that context exists. It doesn't give you the true picture. What is constant beyond the context, that is the real nature of that activity, that organization. Due to such contexts and due to some malicious propaganda, people are afraid if Sangha work grows, they may not be successful in their own endeavors to their own ends. So there is mispropaganda also. So what is Sangha? Sangha was not started as a reaction to particular situation or as an opposition to particular community. Sangha was not started with a political end in mind. It was not started for power or popularity. Sangha was started to fulfill all that is going on for the benefit of this country. In 1857, we lost the War of Independence in our own country at the hands of handfuls of British who came from thousands miles away. This weather was not for them. It was not the weather of their practice. And we had our armies, we had our kings, everything we had. Still we lost. So that started the brainstorming in our society. And as a result, 4 streams came out to prepare the country to get the independence and to achieve the glory which it deserves. That 4 streams were, one was continue the same thing. We have fought once and lost, but it's not the last battle. We will prepare again, take arms, and drive the British away. So the revolutionary stream started immediately after 1857. And then it continued till Subhash Chandra Bose died, or is said to die in that accident, plane accident. And then we got independence in 1947. So there was it was not appropriate for the independent nation, the public of independent nation, to take up arms against their own government. So there was official conclusion also. Savarkarji, he officially concluded his Abhinav Bharat after independence. This is not now necessary. But that stream provided to us with so many ideals.
so many inspirations, and it still continues to supply that inspiration to us. Another stream was people thought that we were not politically awakened, aware, and therefore we have to bring about the political awareness in our people so that society unitedly stands behind all the efforts of independence. And so, in the name of Indian National Congress, which was started by Sir Alan O. Hume, and he had in mind that this should be a safety wall for the Indian people's ire against the British. But our leaders then, they captured that instrument and they turned it into a weapon of independence. And it brought about immense political awakening so that everybody strived in his own way, according to his own capacity, for the independence. Some went to jail, some started lifelong working for the cause. Every common man was thinking, we have to achieve the independence, and doing his own, according to his capacity, for the independence. But after independence, that purpose against the British was lost because British were not there. So I think because now there was no lofty goal, people started indulging in selfishness. And we know the present situation of our politics. I need not comment on that. I don't blame also. Third thing was people said that our society doesn't deserve independence. We have to get rid of all our faults, all the superstitions, kuritis, the traditions which turned into some evils. We have to get rid of all that. We have to reform the society. And so the efforts for reform of the society all over the country, they came up. Right from Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Even today they are going on. But somehow what happened, I don't know. They became an island. They did not merge with the sea of people. There is a village near Nagpur wherein there were 38 castes. A Mahatma came there and he started the activity for caste eradication. He was Mahatma, he was well respected. His mandir is there now. This is 150 years back. His samadhi is there. There is a mela annual. Everybody respects him even now. But caste eradication did not take place. Today there are 38 castes like they were 150 years before. And there is 39 castes of the people who do not believe in caste. So sort of island it was. Why it happened, I don't know, but it is what it is. And fourth was, go back to the roots. Understand what our tradition says, what our scriptures say. We have misread everything that has created so many evils. So first understand it. Then be proud of it. And serve the people. Bring them out of poverty and ignorance. So Swami Vivekananda, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, and so many Santa Mahatmas, they worked for that. Dr. Hedgebar, since childhood, he was engaged in all such activities which were going on for the emancipation of our society and country. He lost his parents when he was a teenage boy. On the same day, the distance of 1 hour, they were serving the plague patients and they contracted plague and both died on the same day. He was from the lower middle class family and there was no earner. No father and mother, he lost his parents. So there was dearth of money. He had to come up from the poverty. But he were always good in his studies and he participated in everything that was going on for the country. All these 4 streams. And he continued to do so. He was sent to Kolkata by the then leaders of the Nagpur society, Nagpur public, because they saw spark in Dr. Edgewar. He organized the Vande Mataram movement in schools. He then was sent to Kolkata. In Kolkata, he was sent to study. That was the pretext. Study medical science, be a doctor. But real intention was to contact the Anushilan Samiti. That was the coordination committee of revolutionaries. And he did both jobs well. He passed after 4 years the final examination in first class, got the medical diploma, and then he also became inner committee member, core committee member of the Anushilan Samiti. He was entrusted with the responsibility of establishing revolutionaries in the region from Rajasthan to Andhra, arrange for their livelihood, supply with them with necessary arms, etc., etc., have the plans, have them executed. This organizing work he was interested with. So he had discussions with leaders also. He knew Lokmanya Tilak. He had discussions with him, with Mahatma Ji, with Subhash Babu, with Bhagat Singh Rajguru, with Savarkar Ji, his elder brother Babarao Savarkar, Madan Mohan Malviya. Then he came to know that everybody working in all these 4 streams for the betterment of the society, they think that, okay, we have taken up one issue and put all our mind behind that, so it will get resolved soon or late. But what is the guarantee that it will not crop up again? Independence. The British were not the first aggressors. In the queue of aggressors, they were, I think, 7th or 8th. So again and again, handful of people came from outside. In no way they were superior to us, but still they conquered us. And it doesn't happen once, twice. It happens 7 times, 8 times. So there must be some inherent weakness in our society, or some weaknesses must have crept in the long period of history. We have to first get rid of those weaknesses, organize the society, make it strong, and make it qualified. There are so many divisions in our society. Selfishness has crept up and is growing. Still it is growing. So we have to treat this, but we don't have time. We have picked up our own issue and we are at it. So someone must pay attention to this work. And even Dr. Hedgewar's own experience and his study, his thinking told him that this was a necessity. To permanently finish all the ills that were plaguing our society, first we have to strengthen the society, organize it, connect everybody with everybody else in spite of all the diversities, and make them eligible. We have to create qualities. Due to absence of our oneness and due to absence of quality in us, we lost. No aggressor was qualified to conquer us. We provided the chances due to all these lackings. So we had to do it. So he said, okay, everybody else is taking care of other issues, including independence, tall personalities, great leaders. But this work is fulfilling all their efforts. So this work has to be done by somebody. So I can spare myself and I can apply to this work. So for about 8 to 10 years, he experimented. How can we create oneness in this society with so many castes, so many religions, so many languages, so many ways of living? There is much diversity, but we stayed as one people in this country for eons of time. So we are continuing as one country, but we have lost that feeling. It is there inside somewhere. We have to awaken it. So what is the formula? And then he realized that we are all Hindus. Hindu is our national ethos. Our, to use the English word, civilizational identity. In our language we say Sanskritik Ekata. Emotional integration. Directive principle of our constitution says that emotion is Hindutva. Now here, first question arises. What about others? Sangh thinks there are no others. There are no minority, majority. We are one people. Therefore, in Constitution, our Constitution makers, they did not mention.
While the world gets used to AI, the next big thing is already here, generative AI. And this is your chance to have an early mover advantage. In this free Scaler Masterclass, you will learn how to build a career in Gen AI and tap into early mover opportunities. Also, how data scientists are using agentic AI to solve real-world problems. So don't miss out on this Gen AI wave. Ride it, register now.
And everybody is right. There are difference of opinions. But it is superficial. All opinions lead to the same thing. Because human beings are diverse by nature, diversities, they arise from the underlying unity. Their expression according to the vehicle they come in, the brain they come in. So everybody's brain is specific to him, his own vyaktitva, his own personality, his own thinking. So in different ways, people express the same truth. Ekam sat, vipraha bahudha vadanat. Nobody is wrong. Ruchinam vaichitriat, due to difference in tastes. Rujuk kutil nana pathayuta. Straightforward or crooked ways. Crooked, not in sense of crookedness, just zigzag ways. Shortcuts or long roads. All these diversities are there due to difference of taste. Nrunam eko gamya. Human beings have only one goal. Tvam asi. Oh God, you are the only goal. Ayasam arnavaiva. Like water that falls everywhere on the land, on earth, will ultimately go to ocean. That is the central feature of our society, traditionally coming to us as a heritage. That is Bharat. Our Rishis realized that oneness is permanent and that oneness is the source of eternal bliss, Shashvata Sukha. And therefore, naturally, it becomes the aim for all mankind to live, to realize that oneness, so that we can be eternally blissful. And also, when we realize oneness, everything becomes ours. All is one. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Because then our day-to-day relations Do not become contract. You benefit me, I will benefit you. If you don't benefit me, I will ignore you. If you come and do something that will harm me, I will finish you. This contractual relation is not there. We are actually connected. We are one. And the science also supports now. Consciousness studies say consciousness is universal. It is not local. So science is also leading to that. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahmam. And therefore our rishis start that if world is our family, everybody in that family is ours, we have got this secret to eternal bliss, the truth of oneness of existence. We have to give it to world. To that end, we have to create an apparatus. Such a job cannot be done by a group of people, individuals, etc. So they created our nation for that. It was not created by any state power. Today, when we say nation, it means nation state. But our Rashtra is not centralized towards state. State didn't create us. Bhadram Ichchanta Rushya Swarvida. Rishi who had knowledge of this existence and had a benevolent intention in mind. They took Diksha and they performed tap. Tapo Diksham Upasai Duragari. By that, Tato Rashtram Balam Ojashcha Jatam. And therefore it has been a God-given duty of Bharatvarsha, of Bharatiyas, to give the world this truth. The truth that connects everything, keeps them together, and brings progress to all. So, body, mind, and intellect. Today's the current knowledge of us says all these are separate. If you want to have bodily pleasure, you shut your intellect, shut your mind. If you want to have an intellectual, you have to shut other two. Together, they cannot happen. But this eternal principle says, yes, this connects these three as Atman. Current tradition says, if there is individualism, society will suffer. If there is socialism, individual will have to be in abeyance, have to control them. They will suffer. And if humanity develops, then environment suffers. If you don't want environment to suffer, then you have to leave progress. They cannot go together. But this principle as dharma, as Paramatman, connects these three and brings about their progress together. Artha Kama, they are necessary purusharthas, desires, and for the fulfillment of that means, ends and means. But then also everybody experiences in the world that to some extent they can fulfill our desires and we become happy, but happiness is not lasting. We have to go beyond that to moksha, to salvation. Everybody knows in the world. But how to bring this together? We will have our desires fulfilled. We will have all the means required for that. And also we will go beyond that. We will not be entangled in these worldly pleasures. How to bring this simultaneously together? The discipline of dharma. Dharma is not religion. Religion is mode of worship. Do this, do's and don'ts. Dharma is beyond that. All these do's and don'ts and worships are designed to lead us to dharma. That dharma is one, Manav dharma. But if we tell this to the world nowadays, they will say, you are talking Hindu dharma. Because these things were found by our ancestors. Whatever be our mode of worship today, we belong to the same ancestor. But that ancestry tells us this. And to give this to the world, Bharat has been given this burden. And the time is ripe now that we should once again rise and give dharma to the world. So, these things unite us. On that basis, we have a Sanskriti. That Sanskriti says, everybody is yours. So, there is no struggle. There is coordination, cooperation. You are taking everything from the world. You have to give back with gratitude, kritanyata. There has to be cooperation and coordination within us and with everything. Samanvay. So, this particular nature, which is our Sanskriti, individuals have their own swabhavas. The social swabhava is Sanskriti. That connects us. That is there in every worshipper of our country. Whether their worship originated in Bharat or came from outside doesn't matter. These influences are still working there. The DNA is the same. And whatever we tell the world about us, world knows that we are all belonging to Bharat Mata. And we are Hindus. Those who do not call themselves Hindus are registered outside as Hinduis, those who have come from Hindus. This is a fact. So this connects us, Hindutva connects us beyond all worships, beyond all diversities. Our 100 years experiment proves that. Everybody can come, everybody can work for this country. With this spirit, all the Vedas, they go away. That is the first thing. So, first tenet of Sangh is Hindustan, Hindu Rashtra hai. Hindus versus Muslims and Christians, no, that is not the concept. Hindus as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is the concept. All diversities will continue. They will be accepted and respected. And there will be no conflict. That is it. Secondly, the task cannot be done by an individual or group of individuals, a party, a government. No. If we want to teach this to world, first Bharat has to attain glory. And for Bharat to attain glory, every Bharatiya has to put his stake in this task, put his effort in this task. Nobody can lead the society, can take this like sheep or like cattle. Nobody can take the society. Society can take everybody there. Society is supreme. We are witnessing it. If society changes its mind, within few days, they bring about change. That has happened so many times. Each election shows us this thing. So who is leading whom? Leaders are not leading the society. Society leads. In democracy, that happens. So, if we want to bring about change in Bharatvarsha, it's all instruments, laws and everything. First, we have to change the society. Without changing the society, that change cannot be achieved. And to change that society, We have to create an atmosphere of change, because every individual in social life, he doesn't think, he follows. There are trendsetters, he follows the trendsetters. He follows the fashion setters. So, the individuals who are transparent, who are good persons, who are in live contact with the society, day-to-day contact, and society believes them, who are honest, and they have a sole goal in mind that they have to work for the country, live for the country. If such individuals are there in every mohalla and every village, then by their doing, that atmosphere will be created in which change will be brought about in the society, which will ultimately lead to change in everything. So Sangha started with this goal of Vyakti Nirman, creating such individuals. Read Swadeshi Samaj, written by Rabindranath Tagore. He has clearly mentioned this so many years before Sangha was founded. The idea with which Sangha is working is not new. It is not our own original idea. We have borrowed it from the society, its tradition, its thinking, all the tumult that was going on, all the churning that was going on in Bharat. The same conclusion to which everybody has arrived. So you can read Mahatma Ji, you can read Tilak Ji, you can read Subhash Babu, Dr. Ambedkar, Madan Mohan Malviya Ji, even Nehru Ji. You will find these things somewhere in their literature. Sangha has come to fulfill, not to destroy. So Sangha is working. Sangha does only one thing, create such individuals. And it is very time-consuming work. And we have to focus fully to it. Forgetting what is going on in the world, we have to apply ourselves to creating the individuals. So actually bringing about change cannot be undertaken by Sangha. And Sangha doesn't claim to do so. Sangha runs only shakhas. Sangha creates individuals. Sangha does nothing else. Sangha doesn't want to do anything else. If this work is completed, every individual in your society, he gets prepared, then all work stops. We don't want to do anything else afterwards. Then how that change happens? It happens because the created individuals, they do everything else. Sangha as Sangha doesn't work anywhere else. But Sangha Swayam Sevaks, they go everywhere and they work in everything. Because they have been trained to serve the society. Whatever they do there is their own. Sangha doesn't take the credit. If unfortunately, due to Swayamsevak's mistakes, there is some discredit, we have to own it because the product was from our side, our factory. But whatever they do is independent, autonomous, they are doing it. We don't want that credit. We don't have that credit. Therefore, we don't want. So all the organizations from which you know RSS, generally nowadays, RSS, oh, Modi. That's what people say. Oh, Modi is Swayamsevak. Modi ji was our pracharak. He still lives like a pracharak. That is okay. He still is Swayamsevak. He will be lifelong. But he is Prime Minister. He is running the country according to Constitution. And he has to. His work is that political party is independent, autonomous, separate. And in initial stages, these works need some help, we provide it. But afterwards, they become independent in that matter also. So don't go.
With over 65 years of experience, it is developed by Appaswamy Real Estate. Welcome to Altasar.
Separateness of all the works. Swayamsevaks are ours forever. They work there according to what we have given them as thought. That is definite. But we don't control them. Not directly, not remotely. Naturally, because we are known to each other, we have been friends here in Sangha, there is sort of coordination goes on. Help is sought for any good work. We provide it. We don't need a Swayamsevak to provide help. We need a good work to provide help. If work is good, we will help anybody. That is how Sangha works. It has been working for 100 years. And it was a trial by fire. Initially, people ignored us completely. Nobody was with us, with our thought. Dr. Hedgewar, though he became a doctor, he didn't practice. He devoted his life full time for the country, for the Sangha. So we didn't have any finance. We didn't have any organ to propaganda. We never had support of the state. British were against us because our pratijna was to make the country independent. After independence, we changed it to all-round progress. But till independence, our oath was to try for the independence of our country. So British had very keen eye over our activities. And they tried to hinder us in every step. After that also, there were hostile governments. Even now, some governments, state governments are hostile to us. That happens. In spite of tooth and nail opposition to our work, our Swayamsevaks worked. They also had to pay the price by their life. But individuals and families, on the strength of their utter devotion to the cause, they have been working. And now there is some improvement in overall situation. Financially, we are independent. We support ourselves. We don't collect finance from the society for our work. Sangha is run by solely its Swayamsevaks. But now because there are so many Swayamsevaks, about 12 months expenditure is somehow met. We don't have surplus, we don't have a deficit. And that is the situation we want to maintain. And Swayamsevaks are doing so many good things. 1,30,000 small and large service projects are going on. Without taking any government money, they are running those projects. In sphere of every, in the social life, every sphere is occupied by some Swayamsevaks. They are running some institution, some organization, some party or something. Swayamsevaks are working everywhere. Society, that opposition is not there. There is admiration or at least curiosity. So people come and ask questions, get answers, come and see us, admire us. We don't have dearth of cooperation from this society. But what is our purpose? Our purpose is not to be a influential group, a large, voluminous group of individuals who is influencing every sphere of life. No, we want to organize the society. We don't want to create the organization within the society. We want to organize whole society. And therefore, also we have to create the atmosphere of change in the society. And therefore, after this 100 years programs are over, we are trying to, the title said New Horizons. So we are trying to tackle some new horizons. One is for change. It was mentioned in the introduction, the Pancha Parivartan. Pancha Parivartan are 5 activities, 5 initiatives. And everybody wants it to happen. But we have to start with ourselves and our families. Because unless we start in this society, no outside agency is going to bring about that change. These small actions, for example, for environment, so much thinking is going on and
Make you move now. Like the way you're moving. You're just my type. So good. This is how we do. Make you move now. Make you move now.
eradicated from our families. We can contribute in a significant way. And that has to be done. If that is done, society says no plastic, then slowly governments will be saying no plastic. Now, everybody says there should not be plastic on the international level. But in my home, I am using all the plastic utensils. So people who have got vested interest in keeping plastic alive, they are assured, okay, they will talk like this, but they are not doing it. To bring about the change, Mahatma Ji said, be the change that you want to bring about. We have to start from our own home. Plastic. That is one initiative. I do not want to describe all the 5 because it has been a subject of discussion over last 2 years. And in some way, it must have reached your ears, I think so. Otherwise, even after this program, our Sangh will tell you, we are going to take this to society. First, we will start this with our Sangh and their families. And we will extend it to the society. That is one thing. Second thing, we are going outside and do a sort of outreach to world humanity. Because the world humanity has got very bad picture about us. Bharat, Hindu and Sangh. So we want to reach out and we want to tell the people what we are. Such initiatives have already started and we are getting good response. Thirdly, now I explained you, Hindu includes everyone, including Muslims and Christians, Jews and Parsis. All. But when we say Hindu, some Muslim thinks that they will lose their Islam by calling themselves Hindu. That is not true. Actually, they were called Hindu. Hindu Muslims, that was the Hindu Christians, Hindu Christians. But somehow, the thought that if we want to become one, we have to be alike. Uniformity is a must for unity to hold. And therefore, if we are not uniform, then we are separate. That thing happened. That took root in our minds. And that is still going on. That is wrong. Diversity is a very natural thing for human beings. Nature has created us to be diverse. That diversity is a decoration of our underlying unity. We have to understand this and respect and accept. For that, if you have to respect and aspect, in 2 situations, we accept. One is, we know that in spite of this we are one. We accept it. Or, we are so weak that there is no other way we have to accept. That is not real unity. All are strong and can indulge themselves in conflict, but they do not because they think we are strong, we have to help each other because we are one. Vidya vivadaya, dhanam madaya, shakti paresham parapidana. The knowledge to create debate, to create rift. Wealth to be, क्या कहते हैं, मगरूर in English. I don't get the word, but you understand. And the strength to crush the weak, that is khalasya. Vidya vivadaya dhanam madaya shakti paresham parapidanaya khalasya. The wicked persons do this. Sadho viparitam. Good persons do the reverse. Jnanaya, danaya cha rakshanaya. They use knowledge to impart knowledge. They use wealth to serve the people, give dana. And they use Shakti to protect the weak. So, though we can do anything and everything, but we are one. We may look different, but that doesn't matter. Inner core is the same thing. Atman is in everybody and everything. Not just theory, we feel it. You can do one experiment. Try to take your meal when some hungry person is standing before you and asking for alms. Without giving him, you cannot do it. Try to do it. You will not be able to do it. You will either drive him away or give him something, or you will just turn back, close the door, and inside you will eat alone. But you cannot see a person, hungry person, standing before you and you are taking your meal. That cannot happen. Why? Because there is oneness. That oneness acts. To realize this, we have to get our society organized. So now, in those who called ourselves Hindus, they are accepting Sangh. Some are still opposing, but that opposition is lip deep, not heart deep. They know Sangha. So they help also. So others who are apprehensive about RSS, we have to reach them and have dialogue. That process has also started. The dialogue is not some accord or nothing like that. Just we are one. We have to be together, live together, stay together. Though we do not look alike, we do not act alike, we do not think alike, we do not worship alike. Our living ways are different. We are one. And we must live with coordination and cooperation without offending each other's sensibilities. That we have to establish. For that, dialogue is a must. That we have started. And then carry this legacy of our ancestors to the young generation. Various initiatives are going on already by various institutions, Santa Mahatmas, thinking persons. We will also contribute to that, help them start our own initiatives. That is the next horizon we have in mind. Because as I said, we do not want to have an organization within the society. We have to organize whole of the society. And we want nothing else except Bharat's glory. In fact, in our daily prarthana, we say this. Vijay Trichana Samhata Kari Shakti Vidhayasya Dharmasya Samrakshana. Param Vaibhavam Netumetat Swarashtra. With the collective strength of the whole society, protecting our dharma, the dharma I mentioned, not worship, protecting our dharma, we have to take our land to supreme glory. Bharat Mata Param Vaibhavam. That is the only thing we have in mind. Tera Vaibhav Amar Rahe Ma, Hum Din Char Rahe Na Rahe. We may live or die, but you must live, you must prosper. Or a popular film song, Hum Rahe Ya Na Rahe. Hindi song, Bharat Ye Rehna Chahiye. That is the only heartfelt wish of every Swayamsevak. To that end he works. He gets nothing, he gives everything. We even don't say thank you to him. He doesn't want that. It is our duty, it is our dharma, and we have to do it. This is how Sangha is going on. Now, if you want to see whether it is so or not, you can come to Sangha anytime. See us from within and decide for yourselves. I don't ask you to believe my words. Whether what I have described is so or not, you can test. You have to. Don't go on hearsay. Don't go on perception or propaganda or narratives. Come and see us from within. All doors are open. There are no doors actually. There is no formal entry fee or membership, something like that. You can just come. You can see Sangha Swayamsevaks, Sangha families, Sangha programs. And you will get that feel of Sangha. How sweet sugar is, books can be written about it. But unless you take half spoonful of sugar and taste it, you don't know actually. You have to taste the Sangha. Then you can decide for yourself. Whatever your impression is, you can act on that. Even if you oppose us, we would like you to oppose us on the basis of facts. Not on the basis of perception, propaganda, hearsay. No. On the basis on facts. Because if you do that, it will be a contribution to our work. We can improve ourselves. So this is the appeal.
In the ₹9 workshop that you're providing, what all do you cover?
In 9 rupees, you'll learn how to automate your reports, how to automate your presentation, how you can create entire applications without having any coding knowledge. And not only that, you will be also learning how you can work with AI agents as well. And all of this in just 3 hours. Just imagine.
Wow, that is amazing. But there's so much to learn and you're charging only 9 rupees. People are going to think that's a scam. Is that true, or like how do you go about that?
So you need to understand why do we charge 9 rupees, right? So we want to make it democratized. As many people as possible should be attending it. So I don't want price to be gatekeeping for them in order to like take their first step towards GenAI. So that's why we have kept at ₹9.
Okay, that is great.
You can be part of that outer circle. Independent, autonomously working outer circle. Or you can just be our well-wisher. Help us from time to time. Come and see and say buck up, keep on, go on. Like that, encourage us, help us. Or, though you are not, you do not want to directly help us, you can participate in any good work. So much seva is going on. There are so many wants of the society and there are so many problems of the society. We are asking our Swayamsevaks to go mingle in their township vastis, areas and their villages to see what is lacking where and take everybody together and see what they can do on their own to fulfill that gap, to solve that problem. We are also asking the society leaders to sit together each 3 months in Sadbhavana Baitak and think and exchange views how they proceed to improve their own society. And then how we together can improve our area and how we together can improve the weaker constituents of our society in our area. In that you can participate. Or okay, even if this is not possible, there is fifth option. You can work with a good intention for the betterment of the society selflessly and honestly. If you are doing that, then you don't require to be a formal member of Sangh. Even if you don't know RSS, we consider you as our Swayamsevak. Because what is a Swayamsevak? There is no membership in RSS. Sangha is not a technical thing. Sangha is life. A behavior in particular, a person who is honest, transparent character, and utilizes his energies for the betterment of all. That is Swayamsevak. So, Sri Vinoba Bhave once told our second Sarsangjalak, Guruji, he said, Guruji, I am Asabhya Sabhya of your Sangha. Asabhya in Marathi means uncivilized, but that is second meaning. Asabhya actually means those who don't come to Sabha. They are not visible in the congregations, in the meetings. But they are living as one should live. One member of that Sabha should have a particular thing in his life. All those things are there. So he said that I am not actually in RSS, but I am your source. So you can also be Asabhya Sabhya. There are so many. Sajjana Shakti. 40 times bigger than Durjana Shakti. That is the situation today. We also will try to network this Sajjan Shakti. They need not be supporters of Sangha. They can follow any other ideology. Okay, but they are honest. They have good of the people in mind and they are working selflessly. Then we consider he is part of our larger organization. You can be that. But as I said, please do come, see us, understand us, and then decide. And if you decide favorably, then there are these 5 options. So with this, I end my discourse today because I have to answer your questions. So after half an hour break, we'll start that question answer session. I think I have given styles of living, but all states in Bharat were traditionally equal to all type of citizens. This secular thing came from West. In Bharatiya context, actually, that word is not applicable because we have always been secular. We don't consider who does what, who worships whom. Ekam sad vipraha bahudha vadanti. Jaki rahe bhavana jaisi prabhu murat tin dekhi taisi. On the basis of this, no discrimination is allowed. So, we have to teach this to our society. And it is in perfect alignment with the Constitution. Even Supreme Court has said that. Hindutva is not a restricted subject or something. It is the living tradition of Bharat, which is very inclusive. That Supreme Court has said. And we are open to dialogue. We want that dialogue to happen, and we are trying for that. So nobody need worry. If at all RSS decides that we will be always against the minorities, what do you think Hindu society will do? It will reject RSS. To be in Hindu society is guarantee of your safety. That is my claim. Hindu society never accept extremism, never accept this type of discrimination. So don't worry about that. If you are in Hindustan, you are safe. You will be safe. These troubles in such a large society, especially without a sense of civic discipline, etc., and so much efforts are going on that we should quarrel in between. So there are fake narratives and fake things all that's happening. Some incidents occur that they do not denote the character of the society or character of Sangh. Sangha is against all this. Hindu society is against all this. If Sangha goes on that path, Hindu society will reject Sangha. I know that.
Sri Hemant Krishnan VP. There is a persistent narrative among critics that the RSS and its core ideology failed to speak up or actively respond to the issues faced by Dalit and backward communities. To bridge trust deficit, what definitive ideological or structural shifts can we expect to see to ensure true inclusivity? Sri C.R. Surendranathan. How we will address the issue of Hindu society divided caste-wise, language-wise, and regional-wise, and prevent national identity become weaker than these divisive identities. Dr. Vinod Govind and Mr. Manoj P.S. Instead of reservation for job, is it not desirable to give them better coaching at the end of the education to avoid many of the talented, hardworking people to go elsewhere in search of jobs, creating brain drain?
So narrative is there, but facts are something different. Dr. Ambedkar had once come in Sangha Shibir and had once on his own had gone to a Shakha in Karad. When he came to Sangha Shibir in Pune, Dr. Edgwar was alive. He was in that work. So Dr. Edgwar took him to lunch. With all the Shiksharthis, he had lunch. And he asked Shiksharthis, to which caste, who belongs? But in Sangha, we don't regard the caste. So he didn't get the answer. So Dr. Hedgewar said, he asked, how many of you are Asprushyas, untouchables? Nobody answered because everybody was touching everybody. So Dr. Hedgewar told to Dr. Ambedkar, if you want to count, you take the name of the caste. And Dr. Hedgewar found that there are so many scheduled castes in that Shibir. At the afternoon, the Bauddhic session, the discourse, so Dr. Hedgewar requested Dr. Ambedkar to speak. and he introduced him, Parama Vandaniya Dr. Ambedkar. Dr. Ambedkar started by the same Param Vandaniya Dr. Edgiva. And then he spoke about Hindu Sanghatan and eradication of caste. Then when he went to Shakha, in Shakha he said that in some matters I have a difference with RSS, but I like RSS by my heart and I will help RSS. That has been published in the newspaper and in the Kesari and in the newspaper run by Dr. Ambedkar himself. So all this, there is no ideological adjustment is required because our ideology says we are one. And our third Sarsanga Chalak Balasaheb Devras in a lecture in Pune, he publicly declared that everything that causes discrimination should go out lock, stock and barrel. If one comes inside Sangha and sees,
মোৰ বিনিয়োগ ডুবিল
মোৰ ৰিটাৰ্ণ নহা হ'ল
মোৰ একাউণ্ট হেক কৰিলে এতিয়া কি কৰো
কোনে সহায় কৰিব
ক'ত অভিযোগ কৰো
আৰবিআইৰ সচেত পৰ্টেলত
কি
অনলাইন প্ৰবঞ্চনা ভুৱা বিনিয়োগ আঁচনি অনধিকৃত জমা আৰু অন্য বিত্তীয় অপৰাধৰ অভিযোগ ইয়াত কৰক যাৰ পৰা সংশ্লিষ্ট সংস্থালৈ পঠিয়াই দিয়া হ'ব যাতে যথোচিত ব্যৱস্থা লোৱা হয়
আৰবিআই কয়
সচেত হৈ পৰক সুৰক্ষিত হৈ ৰওক
there, regions are there, provinces are there, different worships are there, all this is there. But we have to think we are all one, we are Hindus. We need not think who belongs to what religion, what caste, etc., etc. That is the type of methodology we have. And therefore, we easily conquer all these differences in Sangha. And then our Swayamsevaks, they try to bring these values in their individual behavior as well as their families. And that is a difficult task, to convince the families. Old persons are there. They are very particular about the traditions. One of our Vibhag Kariwa, his mother for 30 years, he didn't support him in this. So whenever a Karyakarta came with him, he used to dine with himself outside in the veranda and then wash all pottery with. He himself used to, because mother refused. Before dying 3 years, she said, okay, I am convinced. And then she fed everybody, etc. But it took 30 years for that change to happen. But we have to do it. Only lip service is not of any use. If we say we are one, we have to live like that. We have to lead the society by our example. So that effort always goes on. And people who visit Sangha families, people who come to Sangha programs, people who visit Sangha Karyakarta Shakas, they have this experience. So Sangha is working in that direction. Sangha is inclusive. What else? Sangha says that because there is history of this discrimination, those who were discriminated against, they fell behind the society. Now, if we want our country to progress, they have to be brought on the same line. So reservations are necessary. Reservations, till that discrimination exists in the society, reservations are necessary, because question is not only of material happiness, it is the question of honor also. If you think someone from your own society is inferior to you, that is his insult. And a proud fellow cannot bear insult, should not. Any man should not bear the insult. So that has to go. And those who are up to now discriminated against, they should feel that now there is no discrimination. Reservation is not necessary. Then it should be removed. And as you said, To bring them in the same line, only reservation is not sufficient. Because they cannot take advantage of reservation. Such conditions are there. So we have to also provide with some coaching, some amenities so that they can study. You have provided reservation and he doesn't have electricity in his village. What can he do? He cannot afford to come to city and live there. So all these proactive measures should be taken without any political machination. The policy should be executed so that the need for reservations goes away. Reservation is a crutch. Till your leg is repaired, you have to use the crutch and you have to be given the crutch. But after you are whole, you must cast this away. And that process has also started. Some people from the SC communities, they are saying that now we have got enough, we are okay now, we are equal with the society. Give this to someone else who deserves it. So that will happen. Don't think that when I say that reservation should continue till those who require reservations say it is required. It doesn't mean that they will always say that we require it. Just put faith in our society. Someday they are going to say, okay, sir, enough. We don't want it now. The chairman of Dalit Industrial Corporation, Mr. Milind Kamble, he has expressed that desire. We were takers up to now, now we have to be givers. He has publicly started saying this. That process is also happening. So let us hope from our heartfelt honesty and love for our society, this curse of discrimination will be able to eradicate in near future. The only thing that we find is successful is to say that we are one. Who we are, caste-wise, region-wise, don't say it. We are all Hindus. We are all sons of Bharat Mata. With that positive line, we start in Sangh work, so it happens in Sangh.
Sri Kiran Vishwanathan, Sri KG Vishwanathan. What should we do to protect Sanatan Dharma? How can we unite and discipline Hindu society? In an economically stronger Bharat, what aspects of Indian ancient wisdom, moral and cultural values should accompany our growth? Are Hindu religious and cultural and social institutions effectively communicating Hindu Dharma with the younger generation in a language and manner that they can relate? Srimati Mini Sajit, how can we train children against adharma while educating about Dharma? Dr. Manon Ravi, what steps can we take to encourage the younger generations to study Bhagavad Gita and its relevance in modern life? What is your thought on recognizing the cow as Indian national animal?
To protect Dharma, you have to live it. Achara prabhavo dharma. Dharma lies in achar, acharan. So first we have to understand what Dharma is. Srimad Bhagavad says, Dharma stands on 4 legs. Satya, Karuna, Shuchita, Tapas. Srimad Bhagavad doesn't say that particular worship is Dharma. Or eating this is Dharma, eating that is Adharma. They simply state Satya, Karuna, Shuchita, Tapas. Are these 4 components included on our day-to-day behavior, on individual level, family level, social level? We have to be example of this. First thing is this. Secondly, there are aggressions. There are wicked people and they keep on doing this. So we have to come together. When we become strong, organizing society, strengthen the society. So if we are strong, all these things will stop. So we have to be strong first, but we have to live the Dharma. we advocate. So we are there if there is some fight, but we are not there when we have to live the dharma. Bigger lacuna is that. So first we'll start by living our dharma. That we should do. If we do that, and a continuous dialogue goes on in the family, the samskars of the young generation are taken care of. Nowadays, there is no dialogue between the young generation and elderly people. And the family elders do not behave in an exemplary way. Both problems are there. So on both fronts, we have to repair things. Our Kutumba Prabodhan, one of the Pancha Parivartan items is Kutumba Prabodhan, weekly meeting of the family. In one household, how many people are there? They should come together on the appointed day in a week, at appointed time. And they should have, according to their Shraddha, bhajan. Then they should have home prepared meal, dinner. And then they should sit for 4 hours, 3 hours. And they should chit chat. What my family is, what my family tradition is, what are the good things which come by tradition of my family. Have I adapted them? If there are any untoward influences playing in our family, how could we eradicate them? Just discuss, don't dictate. Some consensus is reached, that should be implemented. Second topic is, we are Bharatiyas. What is Bharat? How large it is? What are its mountains? What are its rivers? Who are the great men? We have an Ekatmata Stotra in Sangh, wherein we daily recite all these things. It is actually Bharata Bhakti Stotra. So, this information should be given. What are our traditions? What is contemporarily suitable? What should be changed? What tradition we live in our family, tradition of our country. All this, again, consensus and implement. And third thing, I earn for myself and my family daily. I will do something for earning for myself and my family. I spend time for myself and my family. Because my identity includes my family identity. In the similar way, our nation is our identity. So, how much time I am devoting daily for its work and how much money I am spending for its work. That should be discussed. Even a boy of 10 years can do something. It should be discussed, and whatever ideas come and are accepted should be implemented. This we call Mangal Samvad. This Mangal Samvad should happen in each family. So first we are trying to instill this in Swayamsevak families. It's going on increasing. And then we'll take it to the society. But you need not wait for that. You can start it tomorrow. It is your family. You can manage it. If we do that, then younger generation, then it asks questions. It gets answers. It understands our Sanatana Dharma and it understands it through our acharan. Because we do not preach, we practice. So that is taken up early. So samskar passed to next generation. That is the way we do it. Economically stronger Bharat, what aspects? I think I have already answered the ancient wisdom, moral and cultural values. The inclusivity, kritadnyata, samanvay, matruvat paradareshu, paradraveshu loshtavat, atmavat sarvabhuteshu. Yah pashyati sa pandita. To see motherhood in women, not their beauty. That is not a priority. In our tradition, in our vision, we say women are mothers. They are creators. They are respected like that. Paradraveshu lošthavat. Never eye another's wealth. रूखा सूखा खाए के ठंडा पानी पियो. Take some diet, simple diet, and drink a glass of water. दूसरे की झोपड़ी देख के मत ललचाए जो. Seeing others dwelling, don't try to get something from it. Don't compete with others. There should be no envy. This is our tarika. And Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu. What you think inimical to your existence, you should not do it with others. This is the tradition. This tradition has to be lived. Lived tradition can be understood by the younger generation. Our younger generation doesn't like hypocrisy, and that is going on. That is why there is problem. And we don't have dialogue. We cannot inform them. So this Mangal Samvad should go on, through which this talk between parents and children will again restart. That has stopped. Everybody has mobile. Everybody comes tired from their offices and schools. After having some grub, they will just take their mobile and for hours they will go on doing this. They don't talk. Even if some outsider comes to visit, oh, okay, come on, sit. Tea without sugar. It goes on like this. That samvad has stopped. We have to take ourselves a little away from the technology and apply ourselves to humanity. That is the essence. When we do that, all these things will happen. Okay, I answered everything. Cow. Cow is respected as Gau Mata in Bharat, not due to any declaration. Is there anything in history? Some king declared cow as Gau Mata? No. If government says, this is our national animal, okay, we will support it. But actually, all animals in our nation are national animals. Is it not? You see, Chanakya has described the components of nation. Main is Janapadavati Bhumi. And what is this Janapad? Janapad is the society with common values and with a common goal. Our goal is to give dharma to Bharat, to the world. Our goal is to attain that perfection, that ultimate goal, and serve with your life. Anywhere you go and ask, how should your life be? Even an illiterate person will say, if possible, I have to meet God. And to do so, I have to live with seva, service, and paropkar. Everybody. Manyata is that. They may not do it. They may go reverse way. But if you, for example, if you ask any elderly person, will you ask your son to take the liquor, sharab, wine? He may be a drunkard, but he will say, no, I will not tell my son to. Because manyata is drink. के somebody says that if that comes, then many things will be automatic. Okay, if government does that, we don't object, but we don't apply ourselves to this. Instead, we say we apply ourselves to go Samvardhan. So we educate the society about how to rear a cow, how to raise a cow, what benefits we get from it, what is the economic importance, what is the use of cow urine, cow dung. There are so many researches going on and so many new things coming. Right from providing employment to increasing the incomes, many things can be done through cow. So our Gatividhi applies itself to that. But if that happens, we don't oppose, but we don't fight for that. Because no government has shaped our culture. As I said, the well-meaning Rishi Munis, they have shaped our culture. They have put their own example. They are taught by example. We have to remember that and we have to do the same thing.
Sri C. Gobinathan, Sri Jairaj Mitra. Earlier momentum created globally in environmental issues is now losing. What can India do to promote awareness? Do RSS have a plan to protect sacred groves, temples, and related properties encroached by others during the British period?
As I said, RSS does nothing except running the shakhas and creating individuals. And RSS does not want to do anything else. After this work is finished, we will do nothing else. But we teach our Swayamsevaks to leave nothing, to do everything. And they are doing this. So many activities are going on. Vriksharopan, etc., etc. In Pancha Parivartan, another initiative is atmosphere, environment. You see, big things we can think of, but we have to start from home. The significant contribution towards the cause of environment can be made by simple, small initiatives adopted in action by all individuals of the society. World scientists say that. So we have given a simple program. Save water, eradicate plastic, and plant greenery, trees, as well as your home garden, everything that will make your atmosphere green. And again, this will be there in the Swayamsevak families and then it will be extended to the society. We have already started. Will be is not future. We have already started. A certain proportion has to come. After that, we will go to the society. So all this process has started. And that is the more effective way of doing it. Because every every member of this society will then be involved in this activity. And that will create a great force, which will support all other initiatives for the protection of environment. Initiatives and activists are already there. We need not do anything more just to help them. But all such initiatives, to get sustained and to be effective, need the support of the society. Society also agrees with this, but society is not aware. They said, oh, water must be saved. But in their own basin, there is a leakage. They don't repair it. Because simply they are not aware. Just to prod them and making them see that okay, you are okay, your thought is okay, but you have to start here. You can start by this. This we have to do. And Sangh applies to this task and supports all other initiatives where Swayamsevaks are also working in there. So this is how we do it. Then, ho gaya? Younger generations to Bhagavad Gita. So those who want to take Bhagavad Gita to younger generation, They should take it. Our Santa Mahatmas are doing this. Chinmay Mission is doing a great job. And lot of our कौन सा परमेश्वर जी का संस्कृति विचार केंद्रम भारतीय विचार केंद्रम, they had conducted in large numbers these Gita classes. So many people are doing. In Bengal, lakhs of people, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, annually they come together in a definite uniform, which they prepare their own uniform. Mahila, Purush, all come. And they recite some Gita Adhyayas. A big function happens there in Brigade Parade. This year it was 3 lakhs and 5 Adhyayas. By heart they learned it. There is one Gita Manishi ji. He goes on Gita in your daily life, Gita in management, Gita in all this. This is going on. So what should we do? We should participate in this. You can start your own Gita class. That is also a service to the society. So what can we do? We have to start from ourselves. Then it will happen. And there are many scriptures in our traditional knowledge, not only Gita. Chatur Vedaha, Puranani, Sarvopanishadas Ramayanam, Bharatam cha, Gita, Saddarshanani cha, all the darshanas, Jainagamaha, Tripitakaha, Guru Grantha, Sri Guru Grantha Sahib, Satangira, all the saints' vachanas. Esha Jnana Nidhi Shreshtha Shraddheyo Vruddhi Sarvada. This is our Jnana Nidhi. We have to hold it in our hearts with Shraddha. That is what we say in our Ekatmata Stotram daily in the morning. We have to do that. Okay?
Question number 8. Srimati Sarida Malapadan and Srimati Kirtana Gopal. With the collapse of joint families, educated working women face an unsustainable double burden of career, childcare, and elder care, especially in families with only daughters. To achieve true national progress, how can we structurally shift family care into state-supported public infrastructure? How can we encourage women education even after their marriage?
To achieve true national progress, how can we structurally shift family care into state-supported public infrastructure? The true national progress will never come through only the state. So, shifting our responsibilities to state never will lead to progress. This is our society's responsibility. State comes and goes. State comes and goes. Sometimes we were ruled by one king, then we were ruled by many kings, then we were ruled by foreigners. All this changed. And now we are in democracy. But there and here also, society is there. The society has thrived continuously under all these conditions. And society is taken. So, this is exclusively the job of society. This model of state-centric life is a Western model. It doesn't suit to our inspirations, aspirations, and our swabhav. Many things we were doing through social endeavors. Whole of education was samajadharit. Whole of healthcare was samajadharit. That provides real independence for individuals also. If we transfer this to state, you become slaves of state. And state is always changing. King will change, representatives will change, governments will change. With the whim of changed people, changed governments, we have to change everything. This cannot happen. So, this is a social job and we have to do it. How can we do? Joint families have collapsed. Families have not collapsed. Living together is not possible. Family is not a structure, it is a feeling. So many families, they come together annually for something. In Bihar, there is a Chhat Puja, Surya Shashti festival. Anywhere, a member of a family may be living anywhere in the world. On that day, he comes there and they get together. That bond is important. So, mingle as much as you can, even if you have to live separately. At least once a year. Come together. Let the children play together and get introduced. Otherwise, in today's 2x2 family day, father, mother, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, nothing else. We have so many words, so many relations. चाचा मामा क्या क्या है मलयालम में कुछ होगा ऐसे ही so in every language we have some 30 words for such relations. Let the children come and know each other. All these things we can do. We can have some common festival in all the households of our family living separately. One festival we can come together and celebrate. Sometimes in holidays, just without any occasion, we should come together. So next generation knows our relations. Start frequently meeting, and this tradition, this bond is carried over generations. So because living together is hampered, it is difficult to bring it back now. It may happen in future, may not happen. But bond can be preserved. That bond has to be preserved. That will preserve the family atmosphere. With that weekly meeting, Mangal Samvad, the problem working women face can be resolved. Maybe you cannot have 3 or 4 hours Samvad. You will have 2 hours Samvad. But once in a week, in spite of everything, because you have to fill your tummy, okay. You have to feed your children, okay. But what for? So, you have to provide some sanskar, some dialogue, some samvad. So, we have to prioritize all these things. Then it will happen. Okay.
Srimati Manasi Nikhil. Today, many parents still see government jobs as the only path to security, leading millions of young people to spend years preparing for a limited number of positions. At the same time, private sector jobs are often perceived as unstable and insecure. This uncertainty is also contributing to a growing trend of young Indians migrating abroad in search of better opportunities, higher wages, and greater career stability. How can India create a society and economy where young people have dignity, stability, and security in diverse career paths within the country, rather than depending on a few government jobs or feeling compelled to leave India for their future?
This word career has to be redefined. In the word career, the words you have used, what is it? Dignity. Better opportunities, higher wages, greater career stability, and somewhere you have used dignity. But when we talk of career, we mean only higher wages. That we have to live. Not government job, even private jobs. I say not only jobs, even self-employment, artisans. See, we have ceased to give respect to the labor. A farmer has produced, say, 4 lakh rupees gehu, wheat or rice in his field. We need that. By eating that, we will sustain our life. But there is a man earning 4 lakh rupees and they come together before you. Who will you respect? Will you respect that farmer or you will respect that 4 lakh wala? What happens today? That 4 lakh wala is paid attention to and farmer is ignored. We have forgotten the Shrama Pratishtha. We have to honor this Parishram, Shram. So even a cobbler deserves respect. As a corporate leader, respect. He runs his business. His business is small, earning is small. But what of that? He is equally applying himself to that. He is equally honestly earning something. But we discriminate. That we have to leave. Then everybody will not go for jobs. Everybody will not go for government jobs. When we are doing job, then another thing, career means jobs or earning. But what are jobs and what are all these earnings? These artisanship and everything. You are serving the society. In return, you are fed, you are paid and you are fed. The job is not a simple earning. Because society requires all these things. Someone must do it. I am doing it. This we call dharma. See, if you ask old farmers, why are they in agriculture? It is not now. Agriculture is my dharma.
Most students come to me saying they like finance, but when I ask them a simple question, what should a company do next? They struggle. Should it spend more or cut costs? Expand or hold back? Increase prices or stay competitive? And that's where the real confusion begins. Because finance isn't about solving questions on a paper. It's about making decisions when there's no clear answer. That's why students choose CMA. Not just to learn accounting, but to understand how businesses actually think. And the difference always comes down to how you prepare. With the right guidance, you stop guessing and start thinking clearly. If you're serious about finance, start thinking like it. Start your CMA journey with Zeld.
Yes, something, either it is a kindness or a paid thing. In our seva paramo dharma, we have to do it. That which you should do, you must do. That which you should not do, must not do. You must not do. Kartavyam hi kartavyam. Pranaih kantagatairapi. Society can provide jobs to every aspirant. Only 30% jobs are there, including government jobs. Others have to work by their hands and earn. If everybody goes for jobs, then what will happen? Then all these works, they will cease to be. Someone will have to do them, so foreigners will come and they will replace us. That is happening. So that attitude change is required, then all the schemes to increase employment will be successful. There should be district-wise planning, giving employment. What jobs will be particularly can be feasible in that district, which can give employment there. Sufficient earning, respect, and you need not go far away. So security automatically comes there. If you are in a family, you are secure. Even if you are out of job, there is sustenance for you in family. So district-wise planning of employing, giving equal respect to all so that people will not hanker after government jobs only. They will go for private job also, and they will go work by hand also. All these things together with attitude change will change the employment picture of our country. That has to be done.
Professor A.C.K. Nambiar, Brigadier N.A. Subramaniam, Sri M.K. Pradeep. Do RSS have any plan to free temples? In a view of resolution passed by RSS as early as in 1959, from state controls vigorously, since there are favorable government at center and many major states. What is the action being contemplated?
As I told you, Sangh has no plan for these things. Sangh only runs shakas, Swayansevaks, but Swayansevaks do have plans. So Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Hindu Dharma Acharya Sabha, they are together trying to get these mandirs from other hands to bhaktas' hands. Mandir should be run by bhaktas, and expenditure of mandir should be made for the Bhagwan and bhaktas. They have to be managed properly for that. So there has to be a central body consisting of acharyas of different modes of worships and different Devi Devata pujas. And there should also be the respectable citizens along with them. And there should be provincial bodies, then district bodies, then local bodies. The topmost all India body will guide. State body will take that guidance to district and see that they execute it. And district bodies will control the local bodies. That type of model they are thinking of, and they are trying to do it. So slowly they are, one step each time they are going further. Because even in legal cases, court may be ready for this handing over. But one frequent question comes from court. To whom? So that answer has to be provided with the Hindu society, and Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Acharyas have been trying with that. We will help them wherever the help is necessary and whatever help is necessary. We will provide them. But as Sangha, we don't have a plan. We help the plan of Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Acharya Sabha.
Sri Vibin T.S. If AI and automation eliminates millions of jobs, what role does the RSS envision for preserving dignity, purpose, and social cohesion in our society? Girish Nair, how should India balance rapid technological advancement with need to protect jobs and upskill our massive young workforce?
This requires some specialist to answer this technical first question. And also, the world has just started studying all these phenomena and becoming aware of the benefits and dangers alike. So world is thinking about what to do. What I feel is, technology is going to come, you cannot oppose. And you have to take technology in because there is competition in modern world. We envision a world with cooperation, but now we have to go through the competition. So technology has to be adopted, but while adopting it, we have to adapt it to local conditions, one thing. Secondly, we have to bring that technology in the ambit of ecology, economy, and ethics. So it becomes humane. So job loss, what will happen to those who lose their job? What is arrangement for them? How to minimize that job loss? All these things come under this purview: economy, ecology, and ethics. And we should be master of technology. Technology should never run us. I read a novel long back in 80s titled 3034. That is common era, 3034. So the idea is there is a gold mine and 3034 everything is automated. There are, on that vast mine, there are only 3 workers. They are supervising everything. And electricity goes out. So author could imagine in 3034 also, electrical failure will be there. It was there for 9 minutes. After 9 minutes, The current came back and everything started normal. The director of the company asked those three people, somehow you don't have any machine or some, but tell me how many wagons were delayed. Wagons are pulled up. So they say, how can we tell? We don't have any machine to calculate. One of them says, oh, I can tell you, 3 wagons per minute. So 9 minutes, 27 wagons. How can you tell this? But they send the report. Director goes to machines and confirms, oh, it is right. Then he asks, how could you tell this without any machine? So they tell one of us had this a particular vidya running in his tradition. So because that vidya is forgotten, tables are forgotten. So director says, Asha, this is something new. He calls that person, tests him, and takes his family into custody so that other companies will not have this new technology. Then other companies, they get some heat of this, and then they started spying and everything. So government knows now. So government acquires the family, kept them in their custody. So other nations, they start spying on the government, trying to kidnap this fellow. And in all this, one day he is murdered. And that ancient art of telling without machine, 3 into 9 is equal to 27. It is lost. That was the book. Technology, if it becomes our master, it reduces our own capacities. Even today, you go to metro cities and ask children this question, 3 into 9, how much? They will pull up their calculator on mobile and tell you. They will write, they will give correct answer. But without mobile, they cannot calculate in their head. This is the danger. So we have to be masters of technology. We have to adapt it, and we have to bind it into this restriction of ethics, economy, ecology. Then this technological progress can be beneficial to human beings. Otherwise, people also now are creating novels which depict that human being as species has now become extinct, and hybrid of, what is it called? Cyborg. Hybrid of machine and humans. That is those who are ruling universe. This should not happen.
Father Dr. Paul Povathingal, how India is going to eradicate poverty? What is our well-planned strategy? Sri Sajit Envi, what is the policy of RSS regarding local development projects, which is left unattended? Sri Girish Nair, during global headwinds like the West Asia, what long-term steps must we take to protect our domestic consumption from external energy and price shocks?
First thing, we have to be Atmanirbhar. And we have to search for alternatives. So oil, coal, these are stored energy items which are never replaced. They are spent very quickly, and replacing them takes thousands of years. And quarrel is going about that. Can we use the flowing energy like solar? So alternative fuels, wherein we can become Atmanirbhar. All the countries which are poor countries or developing countries, they should have that technology so that they are not dependent on these rich nations who know nothing except their own selfish interests. This we have to do, and to do this, society has to take initiative. We are always saying government, but many things are happening in Bharat purely on the social initiatives. They are more successful than government. A river was to be deepened and widened for 30 kilometers. And government started asking for tenders. They had a budget of 85 crores for that job. The lowest tender came 150 crores. So for 6 months, discussion was going on. People were fed up. They created a committee. of the city, district center. Our Kshetra Sangh Chalak was living there. He was made the president. And they appealed to society and did the job in 6 months in 30 crores. 22 kilometers river was deepened and widened. And then asked the chief minister to come and inaugurate. He asked, how much did you spend? 30 crores, 6 months. Not 85, not 150 crores. Such things are happening. We don't know all the details, but there are so many things happening. People nowadays have left waiting for the government. They take their own initiative. And many things we can cure as a society without any government help. So, that social initiative must be there. We should create all the facilities like this. So, for example, eradicating poverty. Now, how much poverty is actually there? So, we are a rich country of poor people. That is what it is said. So, riches are there, but they are not equally distributed. So, we have to consume with restraint and we have to distribute with justice. We have to produce not mass production, we have to produce product by masses. Because the corporate culture will always create this gap and it will go on increasing. That is the modern economy. It thrives on scarcity, mahangai, and it always create demands, short supply, large demand, so that prices are up. We have to have the economy which is decentralized, wherein production will happen by masses. So we have to have our own economic model, different from all the world. Then we can progress in this era. Our society has sufficient talent and sufficient grit to pass through it. But we have to give this new avenue. We have to plan like that. Then poverty eradication is not a much bigger problem. Because we have riches and we have natural resources also. Just we have to plan for such type of development model. Everybody will benefit, everybody will be sustained, everybody will get job. All this will happen. That capacity we do have, but we have to change our drushti. We are still following the failed model of economy. Leaving that, we have to create our own model of economy. And we have to become Atmanirbhar. That is the way to address all the questions.
This is the second last question, question number 14. Sri Vijay Kumar, how can the Sangh, through its vast network of social organizations, actively collaborating with government and society, endeavor to shift from an exclusively court-centric model of litigation to a robust alternative dispute resolution ecosystem?
May I suggest you ask all the questions if they are ready to sit? Are you? For time restrictions, he is saying other questions he has omitted, no?
Almost.
What should we do? If you are ready to sit, I will answer all. Otherwise, this last question. Please, loudly. So read everything.
Dr. Prahesh TP, Sri Jairaj Mitra. What scholarly, educational and knowledge dissemination initiatives can we develop to situate eminent gurus like Sri Chattambi Swamigal, Sri Narayana Guru, Sri Vagbhadananda Guru within a wider Indian intellectual discourse and make their contribution accessible to the nation as a whole? Is it not necessary to teach the real history of India instead of that of Britain, France or Dutch as well as Mughal dynasty? Ajiraj CA, What practical steps would you suggest educational institution take to develop character, leadership, and social responsibility among students? Girish Nair.
இப்போ இந்தியா பண்ணும் வாக்கிங் சங்கீதா ஸ்டோருக்கு சங்கீதா anniversary sale it's on சும்மா வாக்கிங் இன் பண்ணுங்க 6000 ரூபாய் பெறுங்க வாங்காமலே இவ்வளவு அப்ப வாங்குனா எவ்வளவு
Other things will also come. Regarding our history, they are rewriting syllabuses. True history, right history, not the history of convenience. Even if it goes against the ideology of those who are sitting in chair now, if it is true, it has to be included. Like that, history rewriting is going on. Syllabus is also being rewritten. It will come, I think, in this session up to 12 class, the rewritten books they are going to issue. I think so. I don't know definitely. But writing is going on, one thing. So that will bring, but don't leave it entirely to the education policy. Why? We can tell stories to our children. We can read about the Bharat Bharati, Rashtrothan Prakashan in Bangalore. They have series of small booklets about 600 and more great personalities from past as well as during the recent years. They have published. We can purchase that, we can read it, we can tell our children these stories, make them read these stories. We also have to try. We did not learn history entirely from the books in our childhood. We got it in social programs, in some storytellers, we got it in our family. So all this has to be done. Society has to cooperate, then it will happen early. Otherwise, it will take long time and may not materialize fully. So, character, leadership, and social responsibility. First, you have to be example. Parents in the family and teachers in the schools. They have to live up to these qualities, and then they have to love the students, love their children, and train them, educate them. Then it will happen. Urban and rural education by national, you mean amenities. Rurally, amenities are not available. In urban areas, many good schools, etc. That is what you mean? Again, here also, PPP model will work best. So, partnership of private institutions as well as public. Especially in rural education, if the village pays attention to its school, they say it is government school, but it is not government school. It is school of that village. They have to pay attention. Then everything can happen. Teachers become regular. All the campus of that school becomes clean and everything. And even TV screens and all these modern amenities also can be made available. It has happened in many areas. So people have to pay attention. Private institutions have to give something for this. And educational policy should allow this to happen. If government does only job of facilitation, the picture can change within few years. That has to happen. That is what we think. And social chasing degrees. So we give values to degrees, not to capacity. That is why people are chasing degrees. Actually, employability should be the object, not the degree. Whatever we educate, he must be able to do it. For that, he has to be taught by learned teachers also and experienced underhands also. I am a veterinary doctor. A fresh veterinary doctor, when he comes to the dispensary, the compounder working there for 20 years, he has more knowledge, more practical knowledge than him. So they have to be trained under such hands also. And object should be not giving degrees, making a person employable. That focus has to be changed. New education policy says all this. How much it is implemented, I don't know. But this must be implemented, otherwise it will not change. Okay.
How can the Sangh, through its vast network of social organizations, actively collaborating with government and society, endure to shift from an exclusively court-centric model of litigation to a robust alternate dispute resolution ecosystem? Sri Vijay Kumar.
It is a topic of huge change, sir. Actually, the jurisprudence we have starts with disbelief in human beings. Unless proven guilty, one should be taken to be not guilty. That is the principle, but reverse happens. So every person is a potential criminal. You see a law syllabus, law books we read, it starts with that. That is not our jurisprudence. Our jurisprudence is based on faith in humanity. Someone will accuse you and you prove yourself guiltless. First, accuser has to provide proof for his accusation. That is not there. All these discrepancies have to be removed, first thing. Secondly, petty quarrels for material gains, that is our degradation. We who believe in dana, we fight with our own brother for estate. What for? That you have to do. And then, all with our organizational network, the initiatives we have taken, the Adhivakta Parishad, wherein Swayanshuk's work, organization of lawyers and judges. It takes court to villages. And 500 cases, 1,000 cases, they dispose in one day. They sit together, they have law in their hands, they know law. Villagers sit together, there are elder persons, etc. And lot of talking goes, convince each other. And issues are resolved then and there. In Chitrakoot, through Seva, they created an atmosphere in 500 villages where from no case goes to court. Villagers sit together and bring out the solution. That reduces the tremendous load on judges also to dispose the cases. So this tendency to quarrel, tendency to policing, that has been introduced after we became slaves. We didn't have police, but there was no lawlessness. Now we have police, but lawlessness has increased. It became the news the day before, some 2-3 days before, I travelled by Shatabdi in Uttar Pradesh and someone pelted a stone. Because I was sitting in that, it became a news. But it is a regular occurrence there. In a particular belt, it happens. So we have to have samskars like that. This together will improve. Till that, our organizations are doing their work. And Seva, through Seva also, they are teaching people to resolve disputes in their own. Don't go to court. Why are you spending money? 20 years, 30 years, and no result. That also happens. So public education and such initiatives will together do the trick. That is what I think. And it is going on.
For this last question for this evening, Advocate Sugumaran. There is a decline in Hindu population, turning Hindus to a minority in states like Kerala, Assam and West Bengal. What are our plans to address this? In Hindu society, there is a trend of not getting married or getting married very late or having only one child or having no child, which reduces the Hindu population. How do we address this?
This question should not be asked to an unmarried man. But anyway, TFR is not the sole cause of this demographic imbalance. First reason, priority wise, is conversion, and second is infiltration. So, conversion by lure and force should stop. If someone converts because of his own thought goes in that direction, it is okay. There is no restriction on worships. All worships are true. And therefore, if I want to change my religion, okay. But someone pays me for that and I go. Or at gunpoint, that has happened and that is happening. That should immediately stop and society should stop it. Secondly, the infiltration. So government has awakened, it seems, and they are trying something, delete, deport. Detect, delete, deport. This has started, but we can do one thing. We will not give jobs to foreigners, petty jobs, mason, etc., etc. Man from our, be it a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim, he should be our Bharatiya, not Bangladeshi, not foreign national. That we can do. That we have to. And we have to detect. We can identify such illegal migrants. And we can report to police that we feel that you just check up. And if they are so, keep watch on them. Nothing else we can do. That is the job of administration and government. But we can definitely give jobs to our own people, not a foreigner. That we can do. And third is this TFR. So now, the medical science says marriage early, 19 to 20, and 3 children is good for the health of parents as well as the children. Psychology says if there are 3 siblings, they learn to manage their ego so that their families don't face any dire situation. There is no divorce, etc. Because ego management they have learned. And then population science says that if you go beyond, if you are lower than 3, it is a danger. And if you go below 2.5, you have to act fast. We are below 2.5. So 3 must be there. And government policy says 2.1. So 0.1 mathematically is rounded up to 2. But here it cannot be done because there is no 0.1 child. If child comes, it will come whole. So 2.1 means 3 here. So psychologists, medical scientists, everybody is saying 3. So you have to think about that. Start from yourself. And this getting married, we have to just educate. You see, marriage is not an arrangement to have bodily contact of a male and female. That is not the purpose. Society is created through families. Wherever in the world the family structures are crumpled, society is facing a great challenge. Even in America, family is the unit of the society. Family is the center of social, cultural, economic, and nowadays political activity also. In family, children get to know how to behave with others. There are elderly persons, there are younger persons, there are servants coming and going inside. There are others on which there is hair cutting salon wherein I go and cut my hair, get my hair cut. There is laundry wherein I deposit my clothes for washing. All these relations and how to maintain them, how to behave so that they are maintained, that training goes on in family. To create that family, marriage is necessary. If you are now devoid of any material wish, you are 20 years of age and you don't want anything, bas virakta, then okay. If you don't marry, okay. But you want to have the pleasures without the responsibility, that is wrong. Young generation has to take the responsibility sometime. Even if you have to take responsibility of your own life, you have to have that sense of responsibility. When you say, I don't marry, if you mean to say that now my wish has gone away, I try to become sannyasi, or I will lifelong I will become bachelor. Okay. But you want the pleasures and you don't want to take the responsibility. That is wrong. This extremely materialistic and extremely individualistic view will destroy the individuals as well as societies. That is happening. That we should tell the young generation. Therefore, in our tradition, marriage is not something to be declared in court of law. It is a sanskar. So, we have to educate our young people. They cannot be irresponsible. Leave us. They will face difficulties due to that. That sense of responsibility has to be created in them. Then only this type of psychology will not work. Otherwise, it is very difficult. But we have to have that family dialogue through which all these things subtly can be inculcated in young minds. So, because this was last question, I should thank you for patiently listening to my answers, though much long and maybe boring, I don't know. But I will conclude by the same appeal. Come and see Sangha from inside. And if you like to cooperate with Sangha, try to fit yourself in one of the 5 alternatives I mentioned. And thank you again for today's your response, your questions, patiently listening me. So whenever chance comes, we'll meet again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mohanji, for this enlightening session. We apologize as we can't include all the questions we received. We received around 100 and more questions due to time constraints. Suggestions, petitions we received. We'll hand over to Mohanji for his perusal. As we come to close this enriching session, I consider it my pleasant duty to express our heartfelt gratitude. Our gratitude extends to all the distinguished personalities on the dais, all distinguished guests who participated so enthusiastically, especially those who submitted their thoughtful questions, suggestions, and petitions, and contributed to the success of this second session. With gratitude in our hearts and inspiration in our minds, we conclude this beautiful evening with National Anthem. Once again, I welcome you all to join for dinner arranged at the hall next to this venue after corridor. Thank you very much. Let us rise for National Anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे